Now to discuss the Gaza hospital massacre more in detail, Antony Loewenstein, an Israel affairs analyst, joins me from Bali. Antony, good to have you on the programme. Your reaction to what happened at Al Ahli Hospital?
Well, shock, horror, but also sadly not overly surprised. And the reason I say that is that Israel has a long history of attacking medical facilities in Gaza, the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and even beyond its own borders. In fact, in Lebanon in the 80s, when Israel invaded, there were huge numbers of facilities there attacked. So I understand now it's about a he said, she said. We're not entirely sure. So obviously I can't be 100% certain that Israel was the one behind it, but almost certainly it was. And to have hundreds and hundreds of civilians killed, because the context for this is important. A few days before this attack, there were shells fired by Israel on the hospital. The hospital itself has said that as some kind of warning to them that they should evacuate and remove their patients and doctors, which of course is impossible in the war zone, and impossible at the best of times, let alone in a war zone. So I am shocked by the event, of course, but just utterly outraged. This kind of thing is what happens when you bombard a civilian population.
And the outrage, Antony, right now on Arab streets, here in Turkey, condemnation from around the world. Where does this go next? What does it also mean for Arab populations in Arab countries, the Arab street, as it's called? How much pressure will that put on Arab leaders?
Well, in some ways, this really goes to the heart of the failure of so-called normalization between Israel and the Arab world, which viewers will be aware, I'm sure, that many, many nations in the Arab world have become close to Israel in the last decade or so, signed normalization deals. And of course, this was always really nothing about that. It was about an arms deal that all these nations, as I've written about in my book,